People deluded, I'm back again. Now, football doesn't stop, the grind don't stop. So, yeah, we know on Thursday, fresh after a late minute victory against Huddersfield Town, we're back in Europa League action. Now, in football, there's always something to play for. So, at the risk of sounding like a hypocrite, forgive me, but in this game, there's more or less nothing to play for. We know we're through. I don't think Sporting can top us in regards to first place. They're through as well. Volska and Qarabağ, I suppose both of them can battle it out to finish third and fourth respectively. Again, I don't have the goal difference of either side to hand, but yeah, there's nothing to play for. The group's more or less been decided and stuff and things like that. It's the last game of the last Europa League game of the group. It's our last European action for the year until we return into the new year, into the further stages. By then, obviously, teams in the Champions League will have dropped down. So, fingers crossed we get a decent draw in the next round. But yeah, there's nothing to play for. We need to be very smart with our squad now. Fixtures, we've played a lot of games. We've done very well to be 20 or so games unbeaten. Yes, we can look at the micro of them games, but we've done very well. We've been a bit lucky with it. I don't want to say lucky with injuries because we have essentially been having players injured from the start of the season with Maitland-Niles, but we've been fortunate in that the majority of our players have been able to stay fit and we've been able to whip it around and stuff. So we need to probably be a bit smart in regards to this game like this, or just be a bit smart in general now. Obviously, sadly, Holding's gone, and then there's a lot of things. There's a lot of injuries. Mavropanos' injury date keeps getting pushed back. Monreal's back, but he's had injuries. Koscielny, yeah, and there's more other examples here and there. So we need to be smart with our squad, essentially. Obviously, away from home, we beat them 3-0, so at our place, I expect to win. I expect another convincing victory and things like that. No disrespect to Qarabağ, but regardless of the team that is put out, you'd expect Arsenal to win or put in a convincing performance. Probably even if the majority of the squad were under 23s, no disrespect, and I'm probably reaching, but I'd expect a certain result. And I must admit, people, I'm a bit tied between who I play in this game, because I do think it's a game I want to let with us. And again, I don't want to say nothing to play for, because I would love to get maximum points. Obviously, we dropped 2 against Sporting, but excluding that maximum points, I would love to just get it off. But I would also love to play our young players. It's a nice opportunity for them to get, or some to get 90 minutes from start to finish at the Emirates. It's a nice chance for them. Obviously, the majority of them are a long way away from commanding a regular first team spot under Unai Emery, but put themselves in his thoughts. And away from all of that, it's just nice to see homegrown talent rewarded for their hard work, and nice to see that it can be done, because these are the things of dreams. Many of them probably won't go on to be senior internationals at first team level with their countries, or be regulars for Arsenal, but regardless of their careers, to know that they had a moment, or they did what they've been essentially aiming to do since the ages of 6, assuming they're in the academy that long, or what you and I watching this, or many of us fans would have loved to have done, even for 30 seconds, to run out of the Emirates, or me anyways, Highbury with Thierry Henry. And my dream was Thierry Henry to set me up and come running to me while I do his mess celebrations and stuff like that, man. I actually had a dream that I scored. Thierry Henry was celebrating with me, and Vieira came and he was hugging me, but that, because I'm short and he's massive, he was hugging me, and that wet patch was hitting me in my face. You know, the wet patch used to come with the Vicks and that. Real guys remember. But yeah, there's not much to play for. We know we've got 2 games in 1 week, so we need to be a bit smart. Obviously, we know against Southampton not to look too ahead of that game, because I'm actually doing this a week before we play them on Sunday. We know we're not going to be without our first choice centre halves, 2 of them due to suspension with that, and we're actually playing a dangerous game with Lucas Torreira, because I think he can get suspended soon if he picks up another yellow. So the lineup, I would actually go, obviously the keeper's going to probably be the easiest. It's Peter Cech. Started off the season as number 1, got injured, Leno's taking his chance and he's in the number 1 now, so Cech is a cup keeper essentially, or if he's going to be in the Premier League, he has to wait till Emery gives him another chance. So Cech's in goal. Bellerin, I mean, the rest of the defenders have had injury issues, suspensions and stuff like that. Bellerin's had an injury this season. I'm probably wrong, but he's been in decent form, and more importantly, he's been in decent fitness. So I feel Bellerin is one that's probably going to play more or less every game. The game like this is where we can afford to rest him. So I'd play Lichtsteiner at right back. Left back, I'd bring in Monreal. Obviously, he came off the bench. Against Huddersfield. He hasn't played that much football, so I'd love him to we'll probably go for it at the back, I assume, against Qarabağ, but I'd love Monreal to get 90 minutes, 60 to 90 minutes under his belt, and then obviously he's in contention to start at centre half for me at Southampton, to be fair with you. So yeah, Nacho and Lichtsteiner would be my fullbacks. Centre half, again, like Monreal, probably need him to play on the weekend against Southampton. So I'm going with Koscielny at centre half. Ideally 60, 70 minutes. We need to remember he's just come back from injury and stuff. But if he was fit enough to be included in the matchday squad for the Huddersfield Town game, yeah, he must not be at full fitness, but he must be relatively fit. And I must admit, I give Koscielny credit because at latest people were saying the new year he'd return again. These were just the rumours and stuff. So he's done well to get himself back, and considering his age as well, it must have been harder and stuff. So credit to him. So I'd go with Koscielny. Obviously, Mustafi and Socrates both can't play on Sunday, so I'd look to bring in. Ironically, I actually wanted to play both of them. It's a tough one. Both of them can't play against Southampton, so do you rest Koscielny and let him play? Let them both play in this game and keep Koscielny obviously trained. Unai Emery said we'd have 2 days off after the Sunday game against Huddersfield, so that's Monday and Tuesday. Maybe Koscielny does his own fitness routine then, I don't know. But do you allow him to possibly get 2 days rest, train with the squad, miss out against Qarabağ, and then go again against Thingy, go against Southampton? Or do you play Koscielny for 90 minutes and then, because he hasn't played too much football, play him against Southampton? Or do you let Koscielny, similar to what I said about Monreal, Koscielny gets 60, 70 minutes. Like I said, Socrates and Mustafi can't play, so you bring one of them on, whichever one didn't start the game. I'm not too sure. I must admit, I'm going to go with Socrates and Koscielny. My immediate one was actually Mustafi, because Koscielny, although I actually at some point want to see Socrates and Koscielny at least in a cup game, because I think they both suit each other well. Mustafi knows his game a bit better. Him and Koscielny have obviously worked together and things like that. But I feel Mustafi, similar to Holding, he's played a lot of football, and probably, I don't want to say it's a blessing in disguise that he's suspended, because we need him on Sunday, but let's try and rest his legs. Let's not get any other injuries. Socrates has missed out the last few weeks again because he's had injuries and has recently returned himself. So Socrates and Koscielny, Lichtsteiner, Nacho, Monreal, and Cech would be my back five. Midfield is where it gets techie, because I want to play the kids, but I must admit, when you play kids, do you play some experience to guide them through it? El Nene is not. He's upgraded in the sense that he's included in match days now, but he's not really got any football. Without a doubt, I'm going with Maitland-Niles. Now, if Nacho Monreal is I don't know, in the game, if Nacho Monreal is moved over to centre half, so Koscielny can be subbed, and that means Maitland-Niles fullback, I'm not too sure, because I don't think all of this, the 3 out of the 4 names I've suggested, if they do play, I do think 2 will get subbed, but that could be wrong anyways. But I'd go Maitland-Niles in midfield. Was upset to see him not included in the matchday against Huddersfield. Probably him and Ramsey are probably fighting it out to be in the pecking order with Guendouzi. Guendouzi's ahead of them with Guendouzi, Torreira and Xhaka at the moment. And I like Maitland-Niles, and it'd be lovely to see him get 90 minutes under his belt. It'd be lovely to see him play in his normal position. So at this moment in time, I'm going with Maitland-Niles. I'm going with Emil Smith-Rowe in the 10 position. And I'm going with El Nene in midfield. Now, I put El Nene / Willock because I feel Willock gave a good account of himself in his last game. And again, he's got a carrot to play for. He wants to be in the first team. So I wanted to see some of these kids play. And him and Maitland-Niles understand each other well. But I'm a bit wary of, regardless of the level and quality I've spoken about with Qarabağ, 3 children in there. Not children, let me not be patronising, because I don't like that. 3 young adults, essentially, because they're not children. Maitland-Niles is in his 20s like me. It could go other ways and stuff like that, and they might be a bit naive and not be intact positionally. So do I play a kind of chaperone? That's why I've gone with El Nene. So I'll go with El Nene, Maitland-Niles, Emil in the 10 position. Up front, I'm going with Eddie and Nketiah. I'm going with Mkhitaryan for experience, to be fair. I feel Mkhitaryan, you'll probably score in this game and do some bits. So I'll play Mkhitaryan. And I'm at the risk of probably shocking a few people. I'll actually go with Lacazette up there as well. I feel he'll be there to guide Eddie and Nketiah. I feel if you look at the last 2 games, he's got, 45 minutes against Huddersfield, and obviously came off the bench against Manchester United, but probably afford to give him a decent run out. Not too sure if on the Sunday, Emery still goes with 2 up front, but that would be my side. So to recap, Cech, Lichtsteiner, Nacho Monreal, Socrates and Koscielny, Maitland-Niles, El Nene, Emil Smith-Rowe, however you want to pronounce it. Who else have we got? Mkhitaryan, Lacazette, and Eddie Nketiah up front. So yeah, that would be my thing. In regards to the young G's, I'd bring young Gilmore. If I could bring, I'd bring Daniel Ballard. I'd bring Sacco, of course. John Jules, Tyrese. John Jules would be involved again. Possibly, I'd love to see him come off the bench. I'd love to actually include, obviously I've just said John Jules and Nketiah is playing, so it probably won't happen, and Aubameyang probably on the bench. But Balogun, I feel Balogun, we know him, he's a good goal scorer. I feel this season he's taken his game up another level in regards to his general play. He's always been good mixing it up and dropping deep and linking up, but I feel he's more gassed. I'm seeing more intent with how he plays, and I'm liking what he's doing. And if I'm him, you'd probably think within the next year or so to go out on loan, or you'd probably actually consider your future at Arsenal. Not that it's not a good home and you don't feel you can make it, but there's a lot of people ahead of him. You don't want to be playing under 23 football forever. So, yeah, people. There's not much more to say in regards to this preview. So, that's it for my Arsenal versus Qarabağ preview. Like I said, man, we just need to go and get the game done. So, yeah, people, deluded, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching, and everything's there. Out.